Why the hell so many people are trying to tell me to slow down? Seems like motherfuckers should be shutting the hell up and enjoying the show.
Aveon, what's going on? We back for part 2, man.
There will never come a day you'll ever hear me say that I want and need to be without you.
I kind of sense some shade in that singing. Were you throwing shade?
A little bit.
Who are you throwing shade?
Everybody who thought I was just like singing in the mic and
yeah, I do want to address that real quick, guys. So we had some issues with the sound levels last time. So when Aveon was singing, he wasn't gasping for air. Because as you noticed, when I was talking, you kind of heard like a breath. It was the mic letting go. Right. So no, but he just wanted to let y'all know he doesn't need any voice lessons or breath or breath lessons or anything like that. I'm glad to have you back really soon. Now you do know that you are being your interview is being played everywhere. Yeah. It is viral. I told you have pretty much shook some shit up. Well, in Hollywood, and they're with you. They believe you. Not that I'm surprised or anything like that, but these stories can go either way.
Oh yeah. When people hear about my life, period, they be like, how do you? When people hear about my life, period, they be like, how did you experience all of that? I've been going nonstop since I was 13, and so has my wife. We've been going nonstop. She's been in the party world promoting. She's in the entrepreneur world. I've been in the entrepreneur world singing. As much dancing and the promoting and as much stuff as she's done in her arena, I've done the same, and we finally came together. And I didn't see anything. I was in my own little bubble, of insecurity, of not knowing myself, of just singing my way through life, not identifying with my mom or my grandmother, just a disconnect with everyone, to meet someone like Kev, who just sit there and bash you to make himself look good. You take it because you like, this is my big chance. It's because I come from Warner Robins, Georgia. Who knows about Warner Robins, Georgia? And then when you go to New York and you meet someone like him who just take advantage of you, you're gonna go through it because you're like, hey, this is my only chance, and just my father too. All my life, my father would tell me that I wasn't good enough for a relationship period with anybody, especially a female, if it when it concerned a female, because of how I was born. So he made it very difficult for me to just love me. My mom and my grandmother, they tried to instill it, but they didn't really know how to approach it. When I got with my wife, that's when I realized who I was. And
so this is a very different Aveon.
Very different.
Because, a lot of people were saying, like, you were laughing and you were just, like, you didn't seem as if you took it serious, but they believed you. They thought your story was genuine. Yeah. And so from what I saw, it was just kind of like, I don't give a fuck. That's what I saw.
Yeah, I didn't. That's how I play spades. Just don't care.
Go ahead and tell it.
Look, you take any man in America, and if he's done something that he's ashamed of, a lot of people don't even bring this to the altar in church. This is everything in me.
I'm telling you, I was listening to the show being replayed on Claudia Jordan's morning show, and I believe it's in Texas. I don't know if it's in Dallas. And they were just like, oh, you would be just shocked at the overwhelming response that you got. Okay, and I'm gonna address because we have his wife back, Quasi. Yes. Welcome back. Okay, I got her 2 plates of grapes.
2 plates, baby.
Okay,
good.
She is gonna be endorsed by the grape company here soon. Okay, and I do want to let everybody know too that those were cotton candy grapes. Okay, from I think they were from Publix if I'm not mistaken, and they're soaked in actual cotton candy flavor. So I don't blame her for tearing them up. Okay, and I had a second batch in the kitchen, so she didn't need to save me none, okay? Girl gotta eat, all right?
Food is great.
All right, because I wanted to address that because everybody kept saying, like, you were eating the grapes.
And I ate before I got here, okay? But grapes, you can't deny grapes.
But, she is a little woman, and little people can eat, okay? They eat more than the big. than the big people out here. This video is sponsored by Herbal Results, okay? Makers of the olive leaf extract, a full spectrum health dietary supplement. Pretty much a liquid form of some of the best omega-3s extracted from some of the world's best olives in the world. It's a powerful supplement that aids in controlling cholesterol, blood sugar, and it promotes immune health, okay? Visit myoliveleaf.biz below in the description box as well as in the comments. But Aveon, let's get down to business here, okay? I gotta read something to you real quick. Let me turn my phone on real quick, because I want to know first while I pull up this message here that I was sent by Jessica Reed. Okay. I want to know, have you gotten any feedback or any word? Have you heard anything from Kevin? For those that don't know, Kelvin is his actual government name. Kelvin Hunter, Wendy Williams' husband. Have you heard anything from him or his attorneys since the interview?
No, but I have birdies that says he's relentless at this point. He's willing to do anything.
What do you mean?
As far as harming me, harming my family. So we are in the process of moving from where we are to a whole nother different place in life. Because he is relentless on Wendy and me, anybody who he feels has done anything to him. You know, so
I saw cover it up.
Yeah, right.
He wants to cover it up.
Right.
Well, I mean, it's too late for that now.
And a lot of people think Wendy hired us. No, nobody hired us to do this.
And I don't take payoffs. I have to, stand on my credibility. I don't take payoffs from any sort of celebrities. This blog cannot be bought by anybody. So unless they're an advertiser, want to advertise your products.
The only reason why I came out to say this is because Wendy is divorcing Kev. If she was never going to divorce him, nobody would never know this. Because I don't want to mess up anything on her end. But since they're separating, it's all about what Kev has done to me, and really like needing justification, needing justice for what he did.
Okay.
Not saying that he didn't do anything wrong, but understanding that these are two wrongs that need to be brought to the surface.
Right.
Okay. So you're basically acknowledging any wrongdoings that you've done as well, too.
Oh,
so it's not just blame. You're blaming everything on him.
No.
Okay. Now I want us to talk.
Accountability.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. So we got to get really into some other shit. Okay. We've had several conversations over the weekend since the interview, and it was involving Charlamagne the God. Okay. You said on the last show that you witnessed Jessica Reed on the phone with Kevin Hunter, Wendy Williams' husband, and assistant, coaching Jessica Reed and her mother, the two women who brought up rape allegations last year against Charlamagne.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you said out of your own mouth that this was a setup.
Yes, ma'am.
And you didn't believe that Charlamagne raped anyone. He didn't rape her or anyone else.
Danny Astorius is a new publicist or a new worker for Kevin Hunter. And he hired him around the time to blast Charlamagne the God. And Charlamagne the God today has a lawsuit towards Danny Astoria and Kevin Hunter.
About what?
About the rape allegations.
About the rape allegations.
Yes, about him setting it up, about him trying to defame his character. It's a pretty tough lawsuit towards both of them.
Okay. Jessica reached out to me. This woman here is, I don't know if she likes me or I don't know if she hates me. I don't know. Okay. I hear from her when her name comes up on my platform. She's like a bird. She comes in, she eats, she flies away. Okay. And so when this time she came in to eat, it was in response to the interview that we did on Friday. Okay. And she says, Tasha, I'm not sure who this Aveon guy is. Okay. This is from Justice Foreclosure. This is actually from Jessica Reed. It's a DM that I'm reading. Okay. And she says, but I wish you would have did your research first before allowing him to use your platform. Everything he says about my mother and me are completely false and wrong. When I was raped in 2001, I named Charlamagne as my rapist. I always have, and that will never change because he is the predator. This was 18 years ago. Documentation, medical records, and my family statements and friend statements all corroborate my story. I came out in 2018 to tell my truth. I've never been raped by anyone. So I don't know if she meant to say anyone else, but it just says anyone. So, I mean, that just kind of contradicts everything that she wrote. So I'm just going to say maybe she meant to say, I've never been raped by anyone else. So, because it really just kind of erases everything that she just said. But not a laughing matter. And I basically responded back and dropped her my number. Like, Jessica, like, you and I have been playing this since this whole thing came out. Okay?
Right, exactly.
You got pissed because I blamed your mom. And I do blame your mom for what happened. No, she can't, I wouldn't say prevent, but I mean, letting a 15, 16-year-old girl go out with 20-year-old dudes, like, would you expect was going to happen? And then she wouldn't allow you to testify. Right. So now you're wanting justice, but it was something that your mom actually kind of suppressed because I feel that she was embarrassed. You know how it is in the South. So
oh, definitely.
You and Charlamagne are close.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Have you spoken to Charlamagne since the interview?
Well, not phone conversation, but one conversation, two conversation, no. And we haven't spoke like consistently, but a conversation or two, yes. Okay.
And so what has he told you about this situation?
He just let them know that there are no DNA evidence of me even touching this girl. It's all over the blogs. He sent me several links on his innocence, on how I could pull it up here.
Okay.
Well, he sent me...
It's pretty much putting the pieces, what you have and what he have together.
Okay. Right. I mean, I'm familiar with everything. I mean, I kind of went over her statement.
This statement
Malika's statement, the two girls that were there at the party. And he's right. There was no DNA evidence collected. Right. So... on
Blast,
him,
BET, The Source, Hollywood Unlocked, all the Oxygen.com, all these have the court documents on his innocence and how he has no DNA evidence with this girl.
Okay. Now, I want to talk, I mean, because that's a whole nother thing. I'm not a prosecutor. I'm not a lawyer. I just told you personally what I believe. Yeah. I personally believe, even though I wasn't there, I think, in my opinion, he did it. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. And the reason I think that is because his own cousin wrote it on Facebook 3 years prior to this allegation coming out when he wrote his book. I think it was called like Black Hollywood or something. Yeah. And he was like, oh, his cousin was upset. Oh, this nigga done threw us under the bus in the book, done changed our names as characters. Well, let's talk about that night in Monk's Corner, South Carolina. Yeah. And it's some Bill Cosby shit. I don't want to get into it. And then 3 years later, up pops Jessica. Now, I'm not saying that what you're saying is wrong. Like, she probably could have been like pulled out saying, girl, you need to say something. Mm-hmm. This man should not be, living this life if he in fact did this. So I think possibly that could have happened. But do I doubt Jessica being raped? No. Do I think that Charlamagne did not do it? I'm just saying.
It's too hard.
It's too hard because that's a very sensitive subject. Yeah. But there are two loopholes that I have to address. Okay. That same cousin keeps calling Charlamagne, begging for his forgiveness and saying, "Oh, you think I should get a lawyer? What you think I should do?"
So you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. And me and Jessica Reed, we were represented by the same law firm. Oh. And I was a wild card because they had no idea that I was there the whole time while Kevin was setting the whole thing up. So that destroyed her case.
So you're the wild card for Charlamagne.
Right.
That you saw.
That
going on.
Yes, ma'am.
Like that she was being coached.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Now, also, like I said, that's a whole nother topic there, but I also...
That's so old. I'm spilling all the... Okay. It's not even tea to me. It's just the truth because
We don't do tea. We do wine here.
Oh, sorry. Excuse me.
Grapes.
Excuse me.
Wine is the new tea. And that's why she got grapes. Right. But I want to talk about the destruction of Charlamagne and Kelvin Hunter, and Wendy Williams. Okay? Because you and I had a few conversations.
Yeah, we did.
Okay? Yeah. And we talked, and there was a recording that you wanted to put out. And I said, no, don't put it out. Let's address it here on the show.
Yes.
Okay. So I don't know which recording it was, but which recording was it that you wanted to put out? And then I want to kind of address some of the things that I asked you about.
Well, it's just the recording of me saying the same thing I said here, just over the phone. Because I thought that you didn't really want that out, but to protect your own. I
mean, what I said was my personal opinion.
Right.
So it's not on a public platform. And
right.
so,
Got you.
Like I said, I wasn't there, but from what his cousin stated on Facebook, and this happened to come out. This can't be a coincidence. Like, why is he mentioning something that he's saying that you did because he's pissed about how he was portrayed in a book that you wrote? So this is family shit.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So like I said, I think that is way past what Jessica and her family can do or ask for.
Most definitely.
Like I said, I think there needs to be a healing process here. Okay, because there weren't steps that should have been taken.
Facts.
And that's the reason why nobody is really taking the case now, is because everything was set in stone then when she was your guardian, your mother, and she allowed this to happen. Yeah. So, point blank period. But I want to ask you, because I think, and I told you this, and you
what you about to say? I ain't gonna answer.
And you spoke to Charlamagne, and I'm saying we're gonna talk. We're gonna get to some shit.
All right.
I think that whatever happened between Nikki and Charlamagne, because like I'm familiar with like the history. Like Nikki was and we're talking about Sharina Hudson, the mistress who has the baby now. Okay, she basically walking free. She's like, I'm not hiding no more. Oh, okay, paparazzi is catching her getting in and out of Kevin's old cars. Those are not new cars. He didn't buy her a Ferrari. Kevin has already had that Ferrari.
He already had that Ferrari.
All right, so regardless, I told y'all need to stop listening to them other tabloids. Okay, you get it right here exclusively on Tasha K. Okay,
she's a real.
He didn't buy Sharina those cars. He's had those cars for a minute. She got in. She just parked the car. Okay. Anyway, I told you that I don't think whatever happened between Sharina, who was called, I think it was Miss Baby back in the day. What did they call her?
Oh,
you know who?
Big Baby.
Big Baby. They called Sharina Big Baby back in the day when she was doing the modeling and the magazines and stuff like that. Okay. So I'm telling you, I know a lot more than y'all think.
Yeah.
Okay. So when she was back in the day, and I think it went past, because here's what I was trying to explain to you. If Kevin found out that at first, if he thought Charlamagne was trying to get with Nikki, then he finds out that it actually wasn't Charlamagne, it was Charlamagne's friend. Mm-hmm. That should be squashed. Now you say there's a beef that you say that Nikki has with Charlamagne,
yes,
but you don't know what that beef is.
Neither does he. But it's something that Kev told him. Kev told him a while back why he don't deal with him, and he heard through the grapevine that it's some other stuff. I don't really know the details of the drama, but all I do know is Kevin does not like Charlamagne because of something that happened with Nikki, and Nikki don't like Charlamagne because of something that happened with those two.
And you sure it's not something that happened with Wendy Williams?
I don't know.
See, because you and I had a conversation.
No. That's a big question.
Okay, so what I was told from the grapevine is that a phone was left open and some text messages were revealed between Charlamagne and Wendy Williams. Okay, Wendy Williams is free now, so we gonna discuss her wine. Oh God. All right, allegedly. So don't you dare give me no straight face, Lord. Aveon. Don't you do it. Don't you do it.
When Charlamagne tell his story, it's gonna be incredible because a lot of people don't have a clue of what went down behind closed doors.
But what did happen? Okay, because you told me, you said Charlamagne wants to tell his story when you told him about the information that I had, and he said he wants to tell his story.
He would tell his story.
I'll
allow him to do that.
Allegedly put that camera on me, about Charlamagne allegedly having an affair with Wendy Williams when he was the co-host. You heard that here exclusively on Unwind with Tasha K. Let me shout out one of my personal sponsors, Embrace Pangea. And this is a wash that I personally use myself because you know you really ain't supposed to use no soap down there. Soaps and everything cause irritations, all kind of infections, discharge and everything down there. And you should only be using the natural elements from the earth. Using the link that is below in the description box as well as in the comment section, please use the promo code Tasha K and you will receive 10% off of your first order, okay? Embrace Pangea. The link is below in the description box, okay? I use this, and let me know how your man like it after you use it down there, okay?
Did not get that from me. But
for a man, and this is what I told you, I said something in my spirit. It was either Mr. G that was sleeping with Wendy, or it was either Charlamagne. Because I'm like, why would Kevin hold this type of grudge?
That is a very serious question.
And when you violate a man's woman,
it's over.
Yeah.
It's over. And so that's what I'm thinking. Now, the affair, I could say it allegedly happened, but we all know what it is. And Charlamagne knows what it is. So don't be shocked if you see it in a book. Because he gonna sell that shit. He gonna sell that shit. Yes, he is.
Tell.
He gonna say that shit. And you know what? I'ma buy it.
Mm-hmm.
I may not buy it because I already got the details, okay?
You know, I don't know if that actually happened, but what I can say is Wendy is a very coquettish woman. You know, and
did he deny it when you confronted Charlamagne about what I had? Did he deny it to you?
Yes, he just said, "Let me tell my story. I let you tell yours. So okay. Let me tell mine because he's the best person to say it.
And it's more
but it's gonna be personal. Too corporate though.
Yeah, you already know. It's
you know
what
I'm saying? That's why we got to talk about it here because he gonna put it in. He may not even mention Wendy Williams. He may say my protege. He may say, oh, I was her protege.
Right.
But I come from a
maybe
corporate
he
background.
was probably taken advantage of. She was the boss, or he felt maybe it was within his rights to go there with Wendy because Kelvin was off with somebody else. So maybe he felt like, well, if he ain't smashing her, this boss lady, she got my career in her hair. Let me go ahead and knock her off. You know what I'm saying?
Lord.
And I also heard, and you probably don't know nothing about this, or maybe you do, but I have to say it here. Because we talking about Charlamagne. Charlamagne likes to be pegged, allegedly.
What's pegged?
What?
Lord, what's pegged?
You don't know what pegged is?
I'm green. I'm still green. I'm still
you
learning
are not
this thing.
green. You just said you and Kelvin Hunter had sex. So
I don't know what pegged
pegged is when a woman plays in or goes in the butt of a man.
Oh, wow.
You don't know the...
And so one of the models that was hanging with Sharina,
right?
He was dating. They were dating for a little while. It came out that she broke up with him because she didn't want to peg him or stick her fingers in his butt.
Wow.
So what you said...
I have no idea.
But the thing is, you said, well, Wendy should know her husband.
Right.
You know... The only detail I know about anything like that is Kev told me that when Charlamagne was living in the condo, Charlamagne used to keep these dildos in his room. But that's the only thing I know. But maybe I don't know.
And like I said, this information came from a female that dated him. And she said that this is what he liked. I wasn't there. This is all allegedly. I wouldn't stick my fingers up nobody, but I'm just saying, like, I just would be afraid of what's going to come out on it. Right. And then, that's hepatitis, all kind of shit. Bacteria. I don't want that. But I'm just saying, so it's a lot more than what we know here. But like I said, I told you, I had a strong inkling. And my sources have always been 1,000%. And there was a phone left open that was Wendy Williams' phone. And Kelvin found the messages between Charlamagne and Wendy. And he cut that shit off. And that's why when Wendy is asked about Charlamagne now, she says, Charlamagne who? Because that is like a blow to Kevin's manhood.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So
that's why he kept everybody in their designated spots.
You got to speak up. You got to speak up, girl.
That's why he kept everybody in their designated spots. So everybody knew their place.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah.
So
it's more of an understanding. Like, okay.
Do you think, with everything that you know, that there was a possibility that Charlamagne and Wendy Williams smashed back in the day?
I mean,
and that's what really made shit hit the fan.
I mean, it's a possibility for anything that happened, but I don't know. I never know because he never said I smashed Wendy. He never told me I smashed her.
But when you approached him,
he gave me a lot of hints. So it's his responsibility to just say it if he wants.
Figure out what it is personally.
Yeah.
How he's going to approach it, because like I said, I think it's going to be a money grab for him. He's going to sell it in a book, and that book is going to damn show sell that he actually smashed Wendy Williams, okay? And if he did smash Wendy, I think that both of them were well within their rights to smash each other, being that Kevin was off entertaining Sharina, a.k.a. Big Baby back in the day, that was in the P. Pablo video. You know what I'm saying? With a full T-shirt on.
Me and Charlamagne have done business together, so I don't want to disrespect him by telling his business or telling anybody's business that I get
that.
You know what I mean?
But I just wanted everybody to know the conversation that we had because I did try to get you to admit, and you said that's not my place.
Yeah, if Charlamagne ever committed treason like Kev did, it's a whole nother game, a whole different story.
Do you feel that Charlamagne, I mean, being that you said you heard from Kelvin that he kept dildos around, and like I said, I talked to somebody that dated him that was around during I think it was called like the Rockstar video days, the Rockstar Saturdays that he used to host over at the condo.
You already know what it is. Rockstar Saturday, Charlamagne the God, the Hood General, voice of the gutter. When I speak, the streets listen. This is another Saturday night in my humble abode. I got some of South Carolina's finest in here with me right now. But they're not acting like the finest right now. They acting like they too cool for school.
Because you're not hungry.
This is candy. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's extra crazy, sometimes it's medium, sometimes it's just casual. You know? But you know, enough liquor, enough reefer, it'll turn into something else. We got the big baby in there, she's in This Most King magazine, I showed y'all that earlier. We got the big baby in there, she's in This Most King magazine, I showed y'all that earlier.
Was working with Wendy, he invited a lot of girls up from South Carolina. That he went to school with, and it was called Rockstar Saturdays.
I know about Rockstar.
You know about Rockstar? Why you acting like you don't know what I'm talking about right now? Why are you acting like I'm just am I bullshitting though?
You're not bullshitting. You're not.
And so one of the girls that was there contacted me and said, listen, you know, there's a reason why he got the mannequins behind him. You know, one sitting on the face, the other hitting it from the back, and it's two men. It's because this is not to say that he likes men, but, you know, some men like to be pegged. They say that's probably one of the best orgasms they've had is from,
taking control of you over you taking control of me. That's pretty much what
that's what it is? Yeah. Okay.
Because that's what you do.
That's what you do?
I'm saying ultimately that's what she's doing. She's doing what he would normally do to her. Just take control of it.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, anybody know about control? She does, because she is what you call a seductive feminist. You know, and she
but that's just my business. That's not just who I am.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I want you to address some things because I don't even really have to ask you any questions about the interview because a lot of people had a lot of, I wouldn't say negative things to say. Yeah. I would say they were just concerned about you eating grapes and you sitting there. Like, how could she sit there and listen to this and eat grapes?
Because life is happening regardless if we like it or not. You can't control every beat that goes on. So how I feel about it, if I came here for support, I'm going to support my husband because that's who I'm building my life with. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if I yell loud for everybody to hear what I'm saying. I'm not the person that can tell the story the way he can tell it because he's the victim. Okay. So I'm not going to, I love grapes. I love to eat. Okay, that's how I put it out.
Don't be shy, girl.
I just wanted for everybody to know that supporting your man is outside of yourself. You have to know how to open yourself up for someone to be able to insert what they're trying to get out of you. Meaning, if not just sex, because you can take that all type of ways, but being open with someone on a mature level to understand where they're coming from is basically who I am when it comes to my marriage. Not, oh, he can't do this. All right, I'm just going to sit back here. Like, I'm going to let him take the role. And when it's time for me to go, I'm going to do what I need to do. Just like if something else I need to do, I'm going to take the role and going to, backseat of it.
And that's the reason why I asked you to join, because a lot of people were confused. Like, why is she there? Because I knew you guys were going to have questions if he said he had a wife. They were probably going to think the wife was transgender or something like that. So I was just like, no, let me bring the wife. And I asked you that, remember? Yeah. I said, I don't want to do this interview without your wife because I'm sure people are going to have questions about
That's the problem. People take people and insert people they want to insert. But when you go to God and you actually get married, what do? You're connecting yourself with your mate. Right. So whatever he has is on me too. You know what I mean? He gets sticky, I get sticky. But we just have to know how to deal with each other and deal with what we're going towards.
So you fully accept everything that comes with him. Yeah. You don't get jealous if there was, like, if he were to, veer off and just tap it for one night. You don't get jealous. There's no veering off. There's no veering off?
No, ma'am.
That's the difference. And that's why we became friends before we became husband and wife. Right. Because you have to know your mate. You have to be able to take that and count, and make it to something. You can't, well, if he's a cheater, he's always going to be a cheater. Then the rest of your relationship is going to think that he's cheating. You know what I mean? You have to be sure of yourself. I'm not going to put myself and say, he would never do that to me, because he might do it to me. He might be doing it to me under my nose. And a lot of people are really going through things that they don't even know about.
Okay.
Right. By the time a man is caught with one, they don't know about 100. Or by the time a man is caught with 5, they don't know about...
every man cheats.
We're definitely not saying, especially black men.
I'm saying it's more of I don't worry about him cheating on me, and he don't worry about me cheating on him.
Right. I'm sorry, babe.
Yeah.
You good? Mm-hmm. All right.
Oh, that's sweet. Please visit Carmarshal below in the description box as well as in the comments. From there, you're going to use the link. You're going to enter your zip code. They're going to find a car for you in your area, so it cuts down you having to go from dealership to dealership. Allow Carmarshal below in the description box to help you find your car first. Bad credit, no credit, or good credit, okay? Carmarshal in the description.
But I learned in my journey that men only cheat because they're insecure or they don't know themselves. Because women, y'all give us our egos. Oh, it's so big. Oh, you're so handsome. Oh, so we take that and we use it. Okay, if she think it, is she gonna think it? Oh, if she, I make her feel this way. Oh, what is? Let me see if I'm gonna make her feel this way. It's an ego thing, and it's an insecurity thing because it's almost like it's almost like we don't know ourselves. You know, so when I began to know myself and I began to love me, I can't really give myself to another person because if I tap into another woman's spirit, I'm gonna bring that spirit to my wife, and then it's gonna cause disruption in our marriage, and I can't.
Okay. Now, question. It's gonna get a little graphic here now because there was a really good question that someone asked. Now, they said that when you said Kevin walked into the room, he spit on you. You had just done a number 2, and he stuck it in, and then you said that you were born with. Hypospadias. Hypospadias. Yeah. Okay. Now, a lot of and I'm asking what they're asking. I don't think of this stuff.
People have
did he put it in your butt or did he put it in your?
Oh, in my butt.
In your I guess your vagina. Do you have a vagina and a penis, or do you just?
I was born that way. It's stitched up from the bottom all the way to the top.
Oh, yeah. So you operate fully.
It was. I've done several operations on my. It was several, it had to be like over 10. I got my last one. I was 15 because the hole keep opening up.
Oh.
Yes. And then you can ask my wife when I urinate. You can ask any ex I ever had. When I urinate, pee still comes out at the bottom.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
It's a whole nother thing, and people just take it.
They just take it.
Think nasty,
right?
You know.
Okay, yeah, because they had. I mean, the stuff I didn't even think of that. That's why they were like, "Well, why didn't you ask?" I'm like, "Well, who asked that?" You know, so I was just like, "Well, I thought it was a very good question to present today." Yeah.
Like morning, like I could go even more in more detail in case somebody really need to understand. Like morning sex, sometimes a woman is not at her. You know, they're not wet.
The man is more there.
More there, right? So sometimes I'll take the wetness from the bottom and use it for her, so I just sneak in it. You know? I'm sorry, but I just have to get people to understand. See, because I really realize no matter what I do, I still look like a man. Now, the emotion inside of my spirit, like if somebody slap you, you just feel slapped, but you still look like yourself. Okay. You see, I realized that, and I said, let me just be me. You know, because if you embarrass, it's like your face turns. It's like you change shapes, but you still look the same. You know, so me just telling my truth it made it very easy for me.
That was a lot.
Everything is different, y'all.
Yeah.
And nothing about us is normal. Nothing as far as how we view life, how we move, how we love people, because people don't love people unconditionally no more. They just love you to a certain extent.
Right.
So if I only know certain things about you, then that's what I'm going to love you on. Something else happens, I'm like, oh, no, that can't be him. You know what I mean? Not thinking that people will go through things or have things going on because of what you feel and what you've been going through. You know what I mean? Just opening up and understanding that nothing's the same. If we were all the same, we would be in the Matrix and nobody would have any special parts about them. You know, it makes them stand out of a crowd.
Wow.
Lord.
So when
I think he just fell in love with you all over again.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, Lord, he just spoke.
He's, you know, sometimes he says things that I don't really want him to say, but I have to understand that we are learning each other. You know what I mean?
Okay. Now, let me ask you something. The feedback, before we wrap up this interview, because like I said, it was going to be short and sweet today. Yes. We were going to touch on the Charlemagne and some of the questions. I think that was enough of the questions.
Oh, yeah, it was. Yeah, thank you.
Let me ask mine. Okay, where do you see your career going from here, being that everything is out of the bag? You want to be you want your career to thrive as a singer. I'm sure you have other plans as well. How do you see this coming out affecting your career?
Well, I've been pretty much in control of my career since I was 13. So anybody, and over my journey, any business person to tell you it takes 5 to 10 years for your business to thrive. And I've been in business with my brand for 10 years straight, and I've learned so much. And I learned even dealing with agents and dealing with different managers over a period of time, I'm like, these people aren't even smarter than me. They don't even know what to do.
Smart, yeah.
It's like they don't even know how to position themselves or know how to maneuver me as an artist in this business. I am by far probably one of the most talented male musicians and singers in the game. But it seemed like people that's been on my journey, they didn't really know what to do with me. So I learned through trial and error on how to maneuver myself and position myself in this business, or in the music business period. And for a long time, I really didn't even want to be on the music side. I just chose the corporate side because that's where I could live. That's where I could thrive at. You know, it was comfortable. If you make $100,000 a year singing cover music, or you go to Dubai and they'll pay you $250,000 just to sing somebody else's song, that's what I'm gonna do because that's guaranteed. I don't have to worry about royalties or about a record company sending me a check after I've done a 40-city tour.
Entertainment is scary.
It's very scary. I don't have to worry about nobody coming to kill me because I know Kevin, he got shooters. And Kevin is relentless right now. So that's why I got to move my family from where we are to a totally different remote location.
So Kevin got shooters.
Oh, yeah.
We don't take that off censor. We don't put that censor.
Now, there's some, also I want to ask you too, because we said it was off the record, and I don't want all details to be spilled when it comes to this, okay? Because, like I said, I don't want nobody coming after me.
Right. I understand.
But I wanted you to confirm, because a lot of people doubted the baby mom that called in to explain that Sharina, Kevin's mistress, was sleeping with her baby father, okay? And you said that you knew Marco.
Yes. No, I don't know him. I know of him.
Okay.
Yes.
But you've seen him.
I've seen him.
Okay.
Oh,
and
yeah.
so can you confirm or deny if Sharina was
totally
smashing
true.
Marco?
That's totally true. Totally true.
Because she said she was going to beat her ass. She was going to beat Sharina ass.
She should.
She should.
Oh, Kev, Nikki don't really love Kev like that. They got a little bond, but she don't love him. You know when a woman love a man, she just, when Kevin run out, you'll see Nikki run out.
So I don't want to talk about the details of the business, but did she did Nikki, Kelvin Hunter's mistress, who has a baby now, I mean, that's a hell of a check, baby. I got to give it to you, okay? Yeah. That's a hell of a move. Did Nikki give Marco money to start a business?
I don't know that. I don't know that part. I can only assume I heard from birdies that she did, other than the baby mama. But I didn't see the transaction myself.
Okay, you didn't see the transaction. No. But like I said, I don't want to talk about the specifics of the business or nothing like that. That's his business.
Right.
And I don't think...
Right. Too deep.
But I just wanted, just because a lot of people were really throwing shade at her, like, oh, she was bitter, she was this, she was that. But Sharina was
sneaking to get that dick. She definitely was doing that.
She was
she was doing that.
She said Marco fucked the shit out of Sharina. I said, dang. She said,
a scoring woman is very hard to go past, because when she's scoring, she's gonna make sure everybody knows that I'm hollering right now. Right. This is what's happening. Right. This happened to me.
Right.
And she's one of those people that gonna tell it all.
And I remember when we first sat there together in the condo, it was me, Nikki, and Kev, and she was looking at me with almost tears in her eyes, telling me, she was like, we ain't fucking with nobody else. You are the last person we're bringing in, and we need to know, can you be trusted? Because
Sharina said this to you?
Yeah, she said this to me. She was can you be trusted? And all I could do was look at her and say, look, I can tell you a lot. All I could do is show you. As long as nobody do me wrong, or long as nobody don't commit treason, we're good. You know, we call each other, at that time we were calling each other family. That was sis. That was Kev.
That is so weird that she would actually say, we're not bringing anybody else in, as if she's running the shit.
She running it.
She running it?
What?
Mistress. Well, I mean, she running it now because Kevin's starting all over. How you gonna have a newborn at your age? Like, where did he do that at?
The world is changing.
He don't have her pregnant before, but it had to.
I was told that this is not the first pregnancy that she's had.
This is successful.
The most successful.
The most successful.
Yes.
Now, let me ask you something. Was there talk of getting rid of this baby too?
I don't know.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, no, that's really all that is there anything else you want to let the viewers know before we sign off?
My wife is definitely not a freak, so when you see her in public, don't be trying to come over here and try to touch on her or try to touch on me. Very private people, We just had to get the truth out. That's it. She's my support system, and I love her. She's a businesswoman. Look out for the website. It's under construction right now. But subscribe on YouTube when you can.
What's the website?
www.aveonvibez.com.
Okay. Now, are you managing him now, or?
No. We are.
We manage each other.
Pretty much.
Yeah, because she has.
I do a whole lot of different things.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to.
And do you have any place that they can follow you too? Because I'm sure you got a lot of fans now, girl.
At Quazy Quay, I see you on IG. I don't have a Facebook, y'all.
Spell that for them.
QUAZY QUAYICU. Literally, you could take it however you want to take it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you're happy with everything being out?
Yes, I'm very happy. God is good. I went out ever since I was 16. I declared not to ever believe in God.
Oh.
I've been an atheist for the last 10 years, so if anybody can tell you about God, I can. I can explain to you God on all kind of levels because I've been through it, I've witnessed it, and I never took accountability for all the experiences that God gave me for me to look back on it and to learn from it.
Okay.
You know, so.
Okay. Well, you want to sign us off with a little something?
What y'all think I should do?
I don't know. I don't know. You got an original?
I do.
Hit us with an original.
Okay. I know that you may be afraid of falling for me, but take a chance. I can be the man with your heart in hand. I won't hold it up for ransom. With all the lovers in the world, I know you got options. You look just like a cover girl. There ain't nothing stopping another guy from taking my spot. I won't let me be the reason you're not mine. So I hope you got one more chance in you just for us. Hope you got one more spot in your heart for our love. Hope that you look in my eyes, baby, then you'll see that all I wanna do is love on you, and I hope you can love on me.
Aw, thank you. Aveon Vibes on IG. Quazy QICU.
Love your man.
Okay. And of course, signing off, yours truly. Now I gotta go. Okay. Bye.